This is a great mobility to do when you wake up in the morning, maybe halfway throughout your day, or especially very wonderful right before you go to bed. This can also be done standing in front of any elevated surface, and we can always make modifications to the movements so that you can participate the whole way through, which I will try to go through as I guide you today. Standing in front of the bed, just step your feet a little bit wider than normal and face the surface. My toes are turned out slightly, there's a bit of a softness in my knees, and I'm just finding where I feel comfortable in standing. And when you feel grounded through your feet, we're just going to move our hips side to side, taking some breaths, just becoming aware of how we feel. And then bringing your hands down onto the surface. And if the surface is quite soft, sometimes we sink quite far in. So we might actually bring our hands closer to the edge, and we might actually turn our fingers towards our body as we shift our hips side to side. We might adjust our hands and just start. Maybe we come up onto fists, whatever's going to feel comfortable. Maybe we actually come down to forearms. The idea of being here is to see how we feel through our wrists and maintain some gentle mobility there. But regardless of where we are, we're going to start moving our hips in a circle. So if you drew two little circles on the floor, that would be your feet. And then if you attached a pen to your pelvis at the bottom, you would draw a circle around your 2 feet. And then just go ahead and switch and go the other way, making adjustments as you want, while you just bring some awareness to how you're going. Releasing any extra tension, maybe adding a bit of tension in certain places, testing it out if it feels good, letting it go if it doesn't. So come up into standing, and we are going to stretch our calves a little bit here. So you can, if you want, bring your hands onto the bed, and one of your legs, let's start with your left, is going to reach back behind you. I don't have a lot of room between the wall and the bed, so I could also come and step this way, where I've got my hand on the wall and the hand on the bed. We're going to keep that back leg straight, and then we're just going to rock gently in and out of heel coming down. So rocking up a little bit onto my toe, rocking a little bit up onto my toes, and then settling when I'm ready, my heel down onto the ground. I don't have to be super forward to feel that stretch there. I can feel it being upright, but it might feel good for you to lean over. And then what I want you to do is pick that heel up, and I want you to turn it a little bit outwards, turn it a little bit inwards, and just see how it feels to have the heel, but also your hip in a little bit of different positions. Hip rotation here. Release that, and we're going to do the other side. So stepping your right leg back this time, leaning forward or staying up tall, we're just going to start by coming up onto the toes of that back leg, lifting the heel, and also rocking and moving through the front leg. And then when you're ready, coming and settling into that stretch. And then the option to pick up that heel again, rotate the heel out, or rotate the heel in. And so these are similar positions that we see in warriors, right? For yoga. Different ways to ground, feel strength and stretch. Come up out of that. Legs wide again, maybe hands on your lower abdomen, on your chest. Maybe just arc by your side or on your hips. We're just going to do some little hip circles. And instead of really arching through our back, just imagine again that you've got two circles on the ground, that's your feet. And you're shifting your pelvis over top. Not arching, that's a little bit different and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can see that I'm actually shifting my trunk and my shoulders are coming along with my trunk and switch directions. Might be a bit challenging. Or just settling in. Standing in front, we will get on top eventually, it'll be very nice. But standing in front of the bed, come into a wide stance, as wide as feels comfortable, and then onto your forearms. And we're going to lean our weight and come into a supported single leg squat, lunge, whatever we want to call it. And then just going back and forth in that position. So one leg comes straight and long while the other leg moves over and the knee bends. We might actually turn the foot out versus having the feet straight. You can turn your toes out. And then we're ever so enjoyably going to lean our hips back and come into a little bit of a wide-legged, elevated child's pose here. Maybe straightening the arms out in front of you. Maybe keeping them underneath of you. Elbows bent. Whatever feels good. And just keep a little bit of that sway side to side. And when you're ready, bring the feet a little bit closer together. And enjoying the same thing. Drag your hands towards you on the surface, arch your back up to the sky. We're going to go through some elevated cat-cows here. So that just means we're arching, bending our chin towards our chest as our spine rounds up. And then I'm going to slide my arms back down, maybe bend my knees a bit so I can come and get my body between my arms, sinking my chest down. Arching back up. Moving at a speed that you like, that feels comfortable. And when you're ready, coming up out of that. Feels good. Okay. So this is one of the reasons why I love the elevated surface. We can get our hands onto it, but we can also sit on it as well. So you're going to turn and stand beside your surface, your bed. This needs to be sturdy enough for you to sit on it. You're going to bring your leg up onto the bed, and I'm actually going to get my whole leg on the bed. And I like coming onto the bed here because hopefully you feel like you have enough space, but you're also getting into a nice bit of a glute stretch. You can have that other leg kind of planted. It can be soft sitting into the bed versus kind of being a bit more active depending on what you want. And here we can move our body side to side. We can move away. Some gentle leverage on that knee. Hand up and over. We can use the bed as we shift to the other side. You can also just settle into that seated position. Rotate a little bit towards the knee, move forward. Move straight towards your shin, out towards your foot. Awesome. Let's do the other side. I will stand here. So getting the leg up onto the bed, settling that whole leg down, looking how you'd like to be on the other leg. Just starting with some side to side. So again, using a hand on the knee, thinking about getting up nice and tall, bending over, stretching through your side body, sliding the hand the opposite way, getting up nice and tall, reaching overhead. And then when you're ready, settling into that leg, maybe rotating a bit, bending forward towards the knee, forwards towards your shin, towards your foot. Relaxing and softening as you're sitting on the bed. Awesome. We're going to come out of that position. With this next part, you want to be able to lay on the surface. If you can't lay on the surface, you can lay on the floor, or you can find yourself in a seated position. You're going to come onto the surface, lay onto your side. If you are comfortable, you can come and lay onto your back. We're going to take a moment here just to settle in. We're going to do some deeper breathing. Again, if you're not able to or wanting to be here, you can be on your side. Purpose of coming onto the back is just to feel comfortable in this position, because you're going to come through it as you roll over in bed. And then just straighten out one leg. Some deeper breathing here, bringing awareness to the bottom of your core, your lower abdomen, around your rib cage. And then now let's make our way, if we weren't already, onto our side. And here, I would like you to stay for a number of breaths, maybe 8 to 12. Just softening and relaxing. You'll grab some props when you're ready and when you want. But for now, just enjoying this moment. Breathing low, breathing with ease. This video is going to play out for a little bit longer as you take yourself over to the other side and finish up with another 8 to 12 breaths before you move on to whatever it is next you're doing today.